Hey everybody, Forsaken here. Got another one from my buddy Lee JH 2008 from the Force Clan. Again in his Conqueror. This video is called "It's the Teamwork Makes the Dreamwork 2." This is a follow-on to his previous, and it shows what can happen when you've got a couple of players in your team that actually understand what teamwork is, and you'll see exactly what I mean later on. By that. Anyway, well, he's going to show us just how good the Conqueror is and how to play it, basically. He's got some good skills happening, and yeah, now the Conqueror is a very underrated tank. And here's a little fact for you: in real life, this had frontal armor of 180 millimeters. Probably a lot of you don't know that, but yeah, in this game, WG made it 130 mil. So yeah, it's only Russian tanks that actually get their full complement of armor. Don't know if you've noticed that, but anyway. So yeah, so Lee drives straight across there. Takes a bit of a gamble, drives straight across, but it pays off. The Conqueror's not terribly slow for heavy. It's fairly okay, and it's got a brilliant gun. So as I say, the frontal armor's not fantastic in game. It should be awesome, but it's not. The turret's pretty damn good though. Anyway. Lee's going to show us a bit of side scraping here, and this IS-3, the best he can do really is to track him. Lee's pretty safe from artillery here as well, so that pretty safe. And this IS-3 just bounces basically. So yeah, I mean it bounces one off the side of the IS-3 there, so that was never going to penetrate, but it's always worth a go. And the Conqueror's actually got quite a fast reload. I mean, this L1A1 120mm gun is surprisingly good. Very accurate as well. So it's an awesome gun. It's just an absolute delight to play with it. Yeah, it's just that when it's top tier, it's pretty awesome. But it struggles a little bit in tier 10 because of the hull armor. But if it had its full complement of 180 mil, it would be really awesome. So anyway, Lee takes out their KV-3. He notices he's on very low HP, and yeah, he takes him out. So and one into the T-34. Now, because of the accuracy of this gun, Lee can slide one in between the tank, and it's awesome. He tracks him there, keeps him in place. So yeah. But no, unfortunately, no extra damage there. So yeah, he's in a pretty good spot here now. The is it an Oni? I'm not sure, because as per usual, movie maker's pretty damn fuzzy when you make these. So yeah, I wish it wasn't the case, but yeah. Anyway, he's gonna chase him down, and this guy is a one shot. There's no two ways about that. And I don't know what he thinks he's doing, to be honest, but boom, you're dead. So yeah, he's dead. Anyway, not to worry. So he's doing quite well at the moment. Over 2,000 damage. Yeah. Well, way over 2,000 damage actually. Anyway, he's face hugging this T-34. Now, this little triangle above the is a weak spot. Apart from the cupola, well, if you're aiming, he's aiming for that little triangle bit, and that is actually a weak spot. But at the angle that he is, because he's face hugging, it will bounce. But yeah, so he pulls back, bang, puts one straight through the hull. He has taken a little bit of damage, unfortunately. Bit of side damage, but from his T-32 is a pain in the bum. But anyway, that doesn't matter, because he's put a good one into his front, and forced him back. So yeah. So yeah, team are behind by a tank at the moment. Anything can happen, really. Pretty even match actually. It's not one of these 15-3, victories or anything like that. It's yeah. Now just here I take control in a minute of the mouse. Lee is flitting around a little bit, and to be honest, I was getting motion sickness. So if you're watching this, then you know, yeah. So I've taken control until he settles down a bit, because he's looking around, you know. So great for him, but not so good for YouTube. So yeah, and I'll swap back in a minute when he moves off and things settle down a little bit. So yeah, and then now 2 tanks down. Not for long. 1 tank. So he just got his 4th kill there. He's doing well. I mean, he's showing these guys that the Conqueror's not to be messed with. You know, it is really. It's a very mobile heavy as well. You know, it's a big heavy tank. Now in real life, this had the Meteor engine, the Rolls-Royce Meteor engine, and it was actually surprisingly nimble for its weight. I think it weighed around about 68 tons. Because you know it did have very heavy armor, and it was actually made to combat the IS series of tanks, and that includes the 3, 7, and 4. Because this gun, this 120 mil L1A1 gun, is quite capable of piercing the IS-7 and the IS-4. To be honest, it was built. This tank was built for the Cold War in Europe. And they built, I think, either 150 or 180 of them. I'm not sure, but it wasn't many. And I think the Centurion took over from it, and then followed obviously by the Chieftain. Now Lee gets a tracking shot on their Jagdtiger, but unfortunately takes a huge 700 plus whack off their T30. So yeah, puts a 400 plus damage into the side of his track. But this T30 is gunning for him, but yeah, Lee's got other plans for him. Sets him an artillery engine fire, and boom, he's dead. So, you know, he's doing bloody well so far. So, yeah. Anyway, the Jagdtiger misses, as you can see, and Lee's not going to muck this one up. Bang, that's his Top Gun. So well played, bloody well earned Top Gun there. Certainly 13-10, so yeah. Lee's got his carrying pants on for sure. The big boy pants have been pulled on, and yeah, he's shown these guys that, you know, don't mess with the Conqueror when it's pissed. You know, I love it. It's an awesome tank, but yeah, very underrated. Probably because it does get, you know, obviously it sees a lot of tier 10 being tier 9, and you know, unless it's hulled down, it just gets penetrated. So anyway, shame we couldn't get a shot on that ISU. Yeah, he's just gone behind the hill. So anyway, this is where, you know, we're approaching now the end of the battle, and the Lover. So they've just lost a tank, and it's the Lover and the SPG that are, you know, they actually, you know, Lee says, you know, Silverwig, wait for me until I get there, and he actually tells Lee exactly what he's doing, by saying, look, I'm going to go down here and I'm going to flank him, which is, you know, good play, because even if he kills the Lover, he can't shoot at 2 tanks at once. So, you know, they've only got him and the SPG left. So, you know, that Russian tank destroyer's got a very, very dangerous gun. So, and you know, he's quite capable of destroying both these. So, yeah. So the Lover puts one into him, and bang, the SPG's got him. Now the SPG had previously, just as Lee was approaching the hill there, and said, you know, I'm ready to fire. So he letting those guys know that they could attack, you know, because Lee said attack, you know, and yeah, so they timed it, you know, and that's good teamwork. It's very, very rare on the Southeast Asian server that this kind of communication happens, you know, and it really should happen a little bit more often, to be honest, because yeah, you know, team victories would be easier to come by. Because at the moment, I can tell you, I don't know what's going on, but there are some serious retards playing on this server. I don't know. You know, heavy tanks going way out of location, think they're playing as mids, mediums, and, you know, vice versa. So anyway, there's only the SPG left, and you know everybody knows where he is. It's so obvious. You know, a lot of SPG players don't understand that the actual P stands for propelled, which means they can move. You know, they don't have to camp in the same spot the whole game. But this guy obviously doesn't understand, and boom, he's dead. Anyway, let's see some post-game stats and see where we're at. Well, it's definitely an ace tanker. I mean, that was always going to happen. High caliber, and obviously the top gun, followed by some really nice little lolly badges there. Top scorer Lee, 4600 plus damage, 7 kills and 1424 base XP. Very nice, gotta say. Well done, Lee. And a huge shout out to Silverweed in the Lover. Well played, mate. That was really well played and great communication. It's really good to see. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
I am not in danger. I am the danger. Goddamn right. I am not in danger. I am